property. Nope. Okay. Test, test. There we go. Now we got some audio. All right. So, here's the situation. I was cleaning out my sump, and I just realized that I may be leaking metal into my sump. So when I first built, or when I rebuilt this sump for the baffles, I decided that I was going to use mirrored glass. And the reason that I used mirrored glass is because I didn't want light leakage from the refugium light to bleed into other parts of the sump. I was afraid that if that had happened, that I'd be getting like algae growth and coralline algae growth all over the sump. And yeah, so I used mirrored glass. Now, I know that the actual reflective part that they use on the back of mirrored glass is some kind of metal. It's like mercury or something like that. I have to look it up for sure, but I know it's some kind of metal. So I was actually cleaning out my sump today, just now recently, and I looked, and sure enough, the mirrored part of the glass is actually starting to chip away and degrade, and I think that may be the cause of all of my SPS loss. I'm waiting on that Triton test to come back. It should come back here in a couple days. And yeah, Metal Sump, great band name. So I'm still waiting on that Triton test to come back, but I'm pretty sure that I may have figured this out finally. Looking back at it now, it was a very, it was a well-intentioned idea, but very stupid apparently. So, what am I going to do? Well, I'm going to cut these baffles out, and I'm going to get them out of the sump. So it's going to be a huge pain in the ass, but it's got to happen. Even if this turns out not to be the cause, it's enough to scare me, and I am going to pull these. I will take these to the same glass shop where I got them made. I will have them recut me just normal straight glass. And yeah, so that's about to be what happens right now. So you can stick around and watch if you want. I'll do my best to kind of check back and forth and watch the chat here and see if I can answer any questions. But yeah, it's going to be half an hour to 45 minutes of me cutting silicone and getting this glass out of here. So yippee, but it's got to be done. Actually, maybe this won't take as long as I thought. Fuck! Alright. So, here. It's going to be a mess, but if you look here at the top, you can actually see where the glass is starting to erode. In fact, maybe you can see it better there. Well, you can see the computer monitor at least. But yeah, so there, up at the top, you can kind of see it. Yes, that is a mirror as the baffle. And like I was explaining before, I think that that may be the cause of all of my SPS dying off. My I had the best of intentions, and I was trying to keep. Yeah, exactly. That's not good. So I was trying to keep the refugium light from leaking into other parts of the sump. And it worked, but I think that the glass, I think the glass may be what's causing the SPS loss. So, yeah. Yeah, exactly. So I started running a bag of carbon um, in the refugium, trying to suck out some of the bad stuff. Um, so I'm thinking that getting rid of these baffles will probably help me out in the long run. Um, so yeah, it's not good, that's for sure. I got tons of coralline algae on the bottom here. All right, I'm going to turn my back to you to get the other baffle. What's up, Inappropriate? So, just to kind of catch you up, if you're still here, I think I may have figured out what is causing all of my SPS die off. I was using mirrors for my baffles in my sump, and I think it may be leaking metal into my tank and killing off my SPS. So I am in the process of removing the baffles. So again, you can really see it right here on the top edge. See this? The mirror part is just getting eaten away. So I think that may be what's causing it. Ugh. I don't know if you can see it, but there's actually a really big hole right there too. Well, this was definitely not how I expected to spend my afternoon. Ugh. Let's start cleaning this up here. So this is disappointing to say the least. For those of you who just tuned in, I was cleaning out my sump, just kind of normal maintenance-y stuff because I had a little bit of time on my hands here after work. And as I was cleaning out my sump, I noticed that my baffles were eroding. I made the mistake of using, I know this is going to sound stupid now, but at the time it made sense. I used mirrors for my baffles. My logic behind that was that it would block out the light from leaking into other parts of the sump, i.e. the return area and the like the filter socket area. So, as I was cleaning out my sump, I realized that the mirrors were starting to erode and chip away. Let me show you. So, if you look at this, you can see here along the top, you see how the edge of it is starting to chip away and erode. And I think that that is what is leaking metal into my tank and is possibly killing all of my SPS and making my coral not happy. So in a desperate fix, I decided I was going to remove the baffles, and yeah. So now for another week or so, I'm going to have a baffle-less sump, which sucks, but it is what it is. So yeah, that's where I'm at. I have the Triton test is out to get done right now. It's in Germany, apparently. That's where they do the testing. And so I'm waiting for the Triton test to come back. But based on what I just saw and the realization that I've come to, I'm guessing that I'm going to have all types of metals and stuff like that in the sump, or in my results. So, yeah, it sucks. It was a rookie mistake. I thought I was doing something right. Yeah, so carbon. I actually have carbon running right now because I was kind of under the assumption that there was something poison in my tank. So, yeah, I am running carbon. It's been in there for about a week. I'm thinking that I will probably do every other weekly changes in order to extract whatever is in here. So yeah, that's the plan right now. Obviously, I will go and get the baffles that I had originally done. I got cut at a custom glass shop. They were not cheap, but I will go back there again and I will get normal glass this time because I've heard that acrylic doesn't stick very well to glass. So yeah, so I'll go and get new baffles cut on Monday. Yeah, so like I said, it sucks, but it's done now. I actually just got done cleaning out all the detritus from the bottom of the sump. I actually plugged in a little pump and did like a little bit of a closed loop system back into the filter socks here in order to clean out any residual, maybe like flakes of metal that may be left in the tank, and also get just general detritus out. But out of everything that I had thought was causing this, this seems like the most likely answer to me, especially because now I'm seeing that it's deteriorating. So obviously, hindsight is 20/20, and it was a stupid idea. But at the time, the logic was sound because I was trying to prevent light leakage into other areas of the sump. So I may have to just get some like black plexi and maybe try to glue it to one of the baffles in order to prevent light leakage now. I don't know what I'm going to do. But like I said, my intent with the light leakage was, or trying to prevent light leakage, was I didn't want algae growing in other areas of the sump other than the refugium. But, so, yeah. But that's that. Now I am going to start to put this sump back together again. And, yeah, so that's that. Stay tuned. Might as well wash these filter socks while I'm at it. Oh, thick acrylic or ABS? All right. I think the glass shop actually sells acrylic. Are you talking like 1/4 inch acrylic maybe? Or even thicker than that? Okay. Maybe the glass shop sells like black acrylic in 1/4 inch or something. So now I need to come up with some solution to contain my Cheeto, or Cheeto, or however you say it. So yeah. Maybe I have some kind of mesh something. I'm going to disappear for a little bit and go look and see what I got, and then I will be back. Let me at least figure out a way to kind of point this at the tank so you can at least look at the tank while I'm gone. Hey, what's up, everybody? How's it going? I just kind of update you guys since there's a couple more watching here. So today I started doing a little bit of just basic sump maintenance. I was just cleaning out my sump, and while I was doing that, I noticed that my baffles were chipping. Now, what do I mean by that? So, when I first built this sump about a year ago, now it seems like a stupid idea, but I actually used mirrors for the baffles in my sump. And I have been racking my brain trying to figure out why I was having die-off in the tank as far as SPS go. And I realized today when I was doing maintenance on the sump that the baffles, which here's one of them, is starting to actually chip. You can see up here along the edge. So by using mirrors, and I think the material that they use on the back of these mirrors is some kind of metal, basically. And I think by using mirrors as my baffle, I am actually leaking metal into the tank. So I have been running carbon in the sump here for about a week now. I just found these chips today, like within the last hour, and now I am in the process of trying to figure out where I go from here. I'm going to take these back to the place where I had them cut originally. I had them custom cut at a glass shop, and so I'm going to see if they have like a nice thick acrylic, maybe in like black or gray, or something that's not see-through. And if they don't have it in like a black or a gray or something that is unable to be seen through, I will then go with just regular old glass. Now, the reason that I started with the mirrored baffles is because I didn't want light leakage into other parts of the sump. I wanted to avoid getting algae growth in the return area. I wanted to avoid algae growth in the in the filter sock area. So that was my logic in using the mirrors when I first did it. Now, obviously, I'm kind of kicking myself for it, but hopefully, out of all the things that I have done with this tank, trying to figure out what's going on with my SPS, this is the most likely scenario that I can think of. I do have the Triton test out right now. It's in Germany right now. I am expecting an email within the next couple days as far as the results go. I am guessing from those results that I am going to have a high level of mercury or some sort of off-the-wall metal that is used in manufacturing mirrors. So, yeah, that's where I'm at. So, right now, what I'm actually doing is, because I no longer have a refugium in this sump, because I removed the baffles, I am trying to figure out how I am going to contain my Chaeto so that it doesn't get sucked up into the return pump or whatnot. And so the idea that I actually came up with, and this is based off of something that I saw on Facebook today, actually. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to grab all this stuff here, is I have a piece, like a little Tupperware kind of container. See, it's got a lid and stuff on it too. what my intent is to cut the top out, leaving the ring here. Then I still have a ton of the mesh left over that I used for the new top that I did. I'm going to use this mesh to go over top of the Tupperware. Then I'm going to put the lid back on it, and I'll put the Cheeto in it, and then it'll contain the Cheeto hopefully in here. It's not going to be foolproof. There may be some that gets out, but I think it's going to work pretty well to at least contain the majority of it. So, yeah. Okay. So let's get started here. So, like I said, the first thing I'm going to do is just kind of try to cut this out somewhat neatly here. And with my luck, I'll be that idiot who cuts his finger off on live on YouTube. Okay, so now all I'm left with is the ring and the Tupperware. Now, I'm going to take this mesh here. I'm basically going to take the mesh, I'm going to stretch it over top of the Tupperware container like this. Here. Then I'll put the lid back on it. It'll hold the mesh down, and it'll hold the Cheeto inside of the Tupperware container. So, where did I go with my scissors? Where'd my scissors go? There. I'm going to cut this down a little bit just so it's not, it's a little more manageable here. Alright, so, oh, duh, we have to put the Cheeto in it. Alright, so here, let's see. Here, there's some. Here's the rest of it. Okay. Now, I'm going to put the mesh over top of it. So, the ring, and then hopefully this is going to work. Press the ring down onto it. Bingo. And now the mesh is going to hold the Cheo in to the container, and that way it's not floating around in the sump, getting caught in the return pumps. So, yeah, pretty smart if you ask me. All right, so let me cut off the excess here. Like its own little Cheo container. And it actually kind of floats at the surface, too. Perfect. That worked out better than I thought it was going to. All right. So, that's going to do it for now. I'm the only one watching, so later.